Have you ever stared at the mirror and felt like a stranger was staring back? Someone who once had dreams, fire, ambition, but now just blends into the background? What if I told you that in just 7 days, yes, just 1 week, you could become the version of yourself you were always meant to be, the version people can't ignore? Because reinvention doesn't take a lifetime. It takes a decision, a bold, unforgiving, no turning back kind of decision. And that moment is right now. In the timeless words of Seneca, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And today marks the end of your old beginning. This isn't some feel-good motivational fluff. This is a raw, relentless, and deeply disciplined plan to completely reinvent yourself from the inside out. We're not talking about a mild upgrade, not just eating better or waking up early. No, this is deeper, more permanent, so radical that your closest friends might not recognize who you've become. And that's the point. It doesn't require a decade. It doesn't even require a year. What it demands is 7 days of uncompromising, undistracted, fully committed effort. A week where you act, think, and live with the urgency of someone on a mission. You'll shatter the old routines, the limiting stories, the behaviors that have silently held you hostage for years, and you'll replace them with purpose, clarity, and power. You'll stop living on autopilot and start making conscious, razor-sharp decisions that shape your future. Because here's a truth most never accept. The future you dream of will never show up by accident. It won't magically appear when conditions are perfect. It must be built with intention, effort, and sacrifice, starting today. Those who truly transform don't wait. They don't negotiate with fear. They grab the present moment with both hands and refuse to let go. Their breakthrough doesn't come from wishful thinking. It comes from a single, terrifyingly real decision, backed by relentless action. And by the end of this week, you won't just feel different, you'll be different. Your thoughts, your habits, even the way you walk into a room, everything will shift to match the identity you've chosen. This is the reset button you've secretly wished for, but it's not handed to you. It's earned. No shortcuts, no safety nets. You either burn the old blueprint or stay stuck living someone else's idea of your life. So if you're done playing it safe, done waiting for something to change, and you're ready to take back control of your future in just 7 days, then listen carefully. Your transformation begins now. Day 1, destroy the old self before you build. You must first destroy, and that destruction begins today. No more excuses. No more hiding in the shadows of the person you could be. The truth is, the discomfort of change is nothing compared to the slow, gnawing pain of staying exactly the same. And if you're going to rise, really rise, you have to be willing to feel that discomfort, lean into it, own it, make it your fuel. Every powerful transformation begins in a place of discomfort. The moment when everything inside you wants to retreat, your mind will resist. It will try to convince you that comfort is safety. But don't be fooled. That fear, it's just a wall, one that's meant to be smashed through. Because here's the truth, you are the builder of your life, the architect, the one who decides what your foundation is made of. And today you begin laying the groundwork for a new, unshakable version of you. But be warned, surface-level changes won't be enough. This isn't about tweaking your habits or casually setting goals. To truly destroy the old self, you need to dig into the roots. Ask yourself, what fears have been quietly dictating my behavior? What internal stories have I repeated to excuse my inaction? Which of my comfort zones have quietly turned into prisons? These aren't rhetorical questions. They're the keys to your freedom. Self-awareness is powerful, but it's only the beginning. What comes next is even more important. Action. And here's the hard truth. The more tightly you cling to who you were, the more painful it will be to become who you're meant to be. You are not your past mistakes. You are not the labels others have placed on you. Your old self, no matter how flawed or broken, was only a stepping stone. It served a purpose. It carried lessons. But now, its time is done. So what now? Now you perform a symbolic act of separation. A clean, deliberate break. Take a pen and write it all down. Every excuse you've used, every destructive habit, every outdated belief or behavior that no longer serves the person you want to become. Be brutally honest, leave nothing out, then destroy it, burn it, tear it into pieces, bury it if you must. But whatever you do, make it real. Let it be physical. Because this is not just a ritual. This is a message to your subconscious. I am done with the old. I am stepping into something greater. This is your rebirth, a reset, a line in the sand. From now on, every thought, every decision, every action must align with your future self. You've crossed the threshold. You don't go back. And when doubt starts to whisper, when those familiar patterns try to creep in, you will remind yourself, I am no longer that person. I am evolving. I am elevating. Because the highest version of you, it's not a dream. It's on the other side of this very battle. True transformation isn't just about letting go. It's about stepping forward with discipline, with resilience, and with an unshakable belief in your ability to grow. The path to greatness isn't paved with comfort. It's lined with hard choices, personal audits, and relentless truth-telling. You must now take a brutally honest inventory of your life. Start by identifying the habits that have been silently sabotaging your progress. Are you waking up late? Spending hours scrolling through your phone? Keeping people in your life who drain your energy and distract you from your mission? Write it all down. No filter, no excuses. List every toxic behavior that's been weighing you down, whether it's smoking, laziness, procrastination, or self-doubt. If it doesn't serve your future, it has no place in your present. Next, dig deeper. What emotional crutches are you leaning on? Are you using food, social media, or endless entertainment as a way to escape discomfort? It's time to recognize those patterns and begin cutting them out, one by one. This is where your environment comes into play. If you want clarity and focus, you need to ruthlessly eliminate distractions. Delete the apps that steal your time. Block websites that kill your productivity. Remove toxic influences, both online and in real life. Set unbreakable boundaries around your time and energy. Detox your mind and your surroundings. Clear your space of clutter. Create an environment that fosters growth, not chaos. Because every item, every sound, every notification either pulls you forward or holds you back. Now take it one step further. Write a resignation letter to your old self. Yes, a literal letter. On paper, write down every thought pattern, every excuse, every behavior you're done with. Acknowledge the role your old self played in getting you here, but make it clear, this version is no longer invited on the next leg of the journey. Then burn that letter. Let the smoke rise as a symbolic act of transformation. Watch the past fade into ash. This isn't just a gesture. It's a message to your brain. I'm done living small. I'm becoming someone new. You've now taken the final step in separating from the person you once were. Day 2. Physical reinvention. It begins with the body, because the way you treat your body is a direct reflection of your discipline. If your body is soft, your habits have been soft. If you move slowly, your mind has been sluggish. Starting today, that ends. You take full control of your physical being, not just to look different, but to think and act at a higher level. The way you move, the way you fuel yourself, the way you train, all of it mirrors your commitment to becoming unstoppable. If you want the world to respect you, start by respecting your own physique. Stand tall, move with purpose, cultivate a presence that radiates strength, not arrogance, but quiet confidence. The ancient Stoics knew this deeply. To them, physical hardship wasn't just about the body. It was a tool to strengthen the mind. Seneca, one of the wisest Stoics, would deliberately fast, sleep on hard ground, and expose himself to cold. Not because he had to, but because he chose to. Why? Because it built mental fortitude. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of hardship, was a way to train the mind to endure adversity with grace. When you push your body beyond comfort, you prepare your mind to face life's chaos with calm. And that's what you're doing now. When you commit to intentional movement, to clean nutrition, and to building physical resilience, you're not just shaping your body, you're aligning with a timeless philosophy, the Stoic path of self-control and mastery. The Stoics didn't fear discomfort. They viewed comfort as the enemy of growth. To them, ease made a person soft. But hardship built strength. By challenging yourself physically, you're building the inner steel needed to face life's chaos with grace, grit, and unwavering courage. This transformation you're undergoing isn't about looking good in a mirror. It's about living out a Stoic ideal, a life of endurance, perseverance, and discipline. The body may tire, yes, but the mind, a mind trained in discomfort, remains clear, calm, and unshaken. If you want to become unrecognizable in just 1 week, you must embrace one of Stoicism's core teachings: voluntary discomfort. Train not just to beat fatigue, but to fight off something even more dangerous: temptation, self-doubt, and complacency. Because the warrior within you isn't born from ease. It's forged in effort, in sweat. In every moment, you choose discomfort over convenience. Every great transformation begins in the body, but it doesn't stop at muscles and sweat. You have to push yourself beyond your limits, until the voice in your head that says stop becomes just another barrier you break through. This isn't about casually exercising. It's about pushing your physical endurance so far, your mind is forced to rise to the same level. Build discipline through movement. Strength train to develop power. Run to build stamina. Stretch daily to stay agile, not just in the body, but in the mind. Take cold showers to condition your willpower and shock yourself out of comfort. Sharpen your reflexes, because the more disciplined your physical actions, the more focused your mental reactions. And if you're in your senior years, don't think for a second this isn't for you. You don't need high-intensity workouts to transform your life. Daily walks, gentle stretches, light resistance exercises. These seemingly simple actions maintain joint health, prevent muscle loss, and sharpen your focus, all while keeping your body mobile and your mind alert. Want to go further? Yoga helps you stay flexible, centered, and balanced, reducing the risk of falls. Breathing exercises clear the mind and sharpen your awareness. And perhaps most importantly, find joy in the movement. Whether it's gardening, swimming, or even dancing in your living room, if you enjoy it, you'll keep doing it. And consistency is what transforms you. Small movements, repeated daily, that's what builds lasting change. But movement is only part of the story. What you fuel yourself with matters just as much. Remove the things that rob you of clarity and energy. Processed foods, sugary snacks, alcohol, they cloud your thinking, drain your performance, and sabotage your efforts. Instead of filling your body with processed garbage that steals your energy and clarity, fuel it with purpose. Whole foods, lean proteins, clean, hydrating fluids. Start prioritizing nutrient-dense foods that do more than just fill you. Foods that fuel you. Choose ingredients that support long-term energy, optimize recovery, and strengthen your physical resilience from the inside out. Incorporate powerful superfoods into your daily meals. Dark leafy greens for iron and fiber, berries for antioxidants and brain function, nuts and seeds for healthy fats and sustained energy. These aren't trendy health hacks. They are essential tools in your transformation arsenal. And let's not forget one of the most overlooked performance enhancers of all, hydration. Lack of water can dull your focus, weaken your body, and quietly sabotage your progress. Your brain needs water to think clearly. Your muscles need water to perform. Even your mood and stress levels are directly tied to how hydrated you are. So here's a simple rule. Drink at least half your body weight in ounces of water daily. And if you're training hard, sweating more, or living in a hot climate, drink even more. This isn't just about drinking water. It's about building awareness. Start paying attention to everything you consume. Not just food, but media, conversations, and thoughts. Because everything you allow into your system, whether through your mouth, your ears, or your mind, is shaping who you are becoming. Carry yourself as if you are already the person you're working toward. Today, not someday, make eating intentional. Create rituals around your meals. Slow down, breathe between bites, truly taste your food. Appreciate how it nourishes and supports your journey. Cut out mindless snacking. Replace emotional eating with purposeful fueling. Design a sustainable nutrition plan that aligns with your goals. So you're not just surviving, you're building something permanent. And remember, when your body thrives, your mind follows. Your clarity sharpens, your discipline strengthens, and people around you will begin to notice, because the person they once knew is starting to fade. So set a non-negotiable workout regimen. Whether it's walking daily, running, lifting weights, calisthenics, or boxing, push yourself. Push past limits, break through thresholds, and as you do, eliminate the things that drag you backward. Processed food, sugar, alcohol, all of it. Stand tall, literally. Improve your posture. Move with confidence. Carry yourself with intent, because the way you walk through a room reflects the story you're telling yourself inside. Take a before picture today, because in just 7 days, when you look at the after, you may not even recognize the person staring back. Day 3, mental upgrade. You've begun reshaping your body. Now it's time to recode your mind. Because if you truly want to become unrecognizable, your mindset must be rebuilt from the ground up. This isn't just about thinking more positively. It's about completely rewiring how you see yourself, others, and the world around you. Recognition is the first step. But real transformation, that only happens when you take consistent, deliberate action. Thoughts create the blueprint, but action builds the structure. The Stoics believe that our perception shapes our entire experience of reality. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That single truth is at the heart of mental transformation. To master your life, you must first master your mind. To become someone new, you must change how you interpret the world around you. This is what it means to adopt a Stoic mindset. You learn to control your reactions instead of letting the world control you. Life will throw its storms your way. That's inevitable. But how you choose to respond, that's where your growth lives. Hardships aren't obstacles. They're training grounds, opportunities to build the kind of mental strength that can't be shaken. Seneca, another great Stoic, practiced what he called voluntary discomfort. He would sleep on the floor, fast for days, and expose himself to cold, not because he enjoyed suffering, but to train his mind to let go of comfort. Why? Because when you no longer depend on luxury or ease, you become resilient. You prove to yourself that you can thrive under any conditions. That kind of power doesn't come from privilege. It comes from choice. True strength isn't about brute force. It's about adaptability. It's about meeting adversity head-on, eyes open, spirit steady, and emerging stronger because of it. The Stoics also understood something modern minds often forget. Your inner dialogue is everything. As Epictetus put it, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So ask yourself, how are you speaking to yourself every day? Because this transformation you're undergoing, it requires a total rewrite of your thoughts. Eliminate weak, self-defeating language. Replace it with strong, clear, decisive affirmations. Instead of saying, "I can't," say, "I will figure it out." Instead of, "I don't know," say, "I will learn." Words shape your reality. The way you talk to yourself determines the limits of your identity. If you allow fear, negativity, and doubt to live in your mind, your actions will follow that energy. Hesitant, reactive, fragile. But if you fill your inner world with confidence, clarity, and belief, your actions will mirror that. Strong, decisive, unstoppable. Another pillar of Stoic teaching is mindfulness, being fully present, letting go of the things you can't control, and staying composed even when the world around you is spinning. A true Stoic doesn't react impulsively. They pause, they breathe. They make decisions rooted in wisdom, not emotion. And perhaps the most powerful practice of all? Amor fati, the love of fate. It means welcoming life exactly as it comes, not wishing for ease, not resisting challenge, but embracing every hardship, every obstacle, every twist in the road as something that was meant for your growth. When you begin to see everything as part of your transformation, even the hard parts, fear fades, frustration fades, doubt fades, and in its place you begin to build something far more powerful, unshakable mental resilience. Understand this. Struggle is not your enemy, it is your sculptor. Every moment of discomfort shapes you. Every challenge you face, every fear you confront, is what carves out your strength. One of the most profound Stoic practices is memento mori, the reminder that life is fleeting, not to make you afraid, but to awaken urgency. Because here's the truth. Every second you spend hesitating, every hour you allow fear or self-doubt to trap you, is time you will never get back. The Stoics would tell you this: live today like it matters. Act with purpose. Decide with clarity. Wake up as if today is your final chance to become better than you were yesterday. By embracing this mindset, you cultivate urgency in your transformation. You stop waiting for the right time because you realize that waiting is a lie the mind tells to avoid change. Instead, you lean into discomfort. You train your perception to see every hardship as a lesson, and you begin to take full ownership of how you respond to life, no matter the chaos around you. This is how mental mastery is built. To live as a Stoic is to accept full responsibility for the direction of your life. No external event, no failure, no unfair circumstance gets to define you. Only you hold that power, because true freedom doesn't come from outside. It comes from self-mastery. When you reach that point, nothing can shake you. Your mind becomes your anchor, steady, strong, and deeply focused. But this transformation requires intentional effort. Feed your mind with substance. Read books that challenge how you think. Watch videos and listen to teachings that elevate your understanding. Surround yourself with people who lift your thoughts, not drain them. Just as you detox your body, now it's time to detox your mental inputs. Cut out anything, news, entertainment, social media, that reinforces your old limits or triggers old fears. Then build a new practice, journaling. Every single day, document your mental state. Track the patterns of your thoughts. Notice the self-doubt. Then rewrite it. Turn limiting beliefs into empowering truths. Because when you write, you rewire. Mental strength is forged, not found. It's built every time you step into discomfort. So seek it out. Face what scares you. And when fear shows up, move forward anyway. Every step forward weakens its hold. Adopt the Stoic truth. Suffering is not something to escape. It is a tool to grow. So put yourself in situations that test your willpower. Take cold showers, train with intensity, fast intermittently, say no to easy pleasures. These micro-adversities condition you for real adversity. They strengthen your emotional armor before life throws its punches. And finally, add one more tool to your mental training: visualization. Each day, close your eyes and see yourself already transformed. How does this new version of you move? How do they speak? What choices do they make? Here's the secret: your brain doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. Repeated visualization programs your subconscious to align with the identity you're creating. Begin by pairing your thoughts with intentional self-dialogue. Use affirmations not as empty mantras, but as targeted commands. Bold, positive, action-oriented thoughts that rewire your brain through repetition and belief. And most importantly, act as if you are already the person you aspire to become, because your brain is always adapting to the patterns you repeat. So if you consistently think like your future self, speak with their confidence, and behave with their discipline, then you're no longer pretending. You are becoming. Your new identity isn't something you chase. It's something you step into starting now. Adjust your habits to reflect this new standard. Monitor your behavior daily. Ask yourself, does this action reflect my highest potential? If the answer is no, it doesn't belong in your life anymore. The power to change your reality is already within you. And that transformation begins in your mind, not in the mirror, not in your bank account, not in others' opinions. It starts with how you think and how you commit to that thinking day after day. Feed your brain with high-level knowledge. Read books on strategy, on discipline, on self-mastery. Turn off the noise. Cut out distractions. Meditate daily, even just for a few minutes, to develop clarity, emotional control, and mental silence. Because when you learn to control your mind, you gain the ability to control every other area of your life. And above all else, eliminate weak language. Stop saying, I can't. Stop defaulting to, I don't know. Stop hiding behind maybe. Speak with certainty. Decide with conviction. Then write it down. Write the mindset of the person you are becoming. How do they think? How do they walk into a room? What do they allow? And what do they no longer tolerate? From this moment on, live as if you already are that person, because every decision you make in alignment with that identity, big or small, is a step toward full transformation. Day 4, social presence and command. If people still see you the same, they will treat you the same. Now it's time to elevate not just what's happening inside you, but how you project that power to the outside world. Your words may be forgotten, but your presence will leave a mark. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about the energy you bring before you even open your mouth. Cultivate an aura of purpose, grounded, focused, and steady. Let your body language speak confidence louder than your words ever could. When you walk into a space, your presence should be felt. Without saying a word, your energy should send a message. I am here with intent. I know who I am. How do you develop that? Start today. Study yourself in the mirror. Observe the small details. How do you walk? How do you hold your shoulders? Do your eyes meet others with calm certainty or restless doubt? Adjust accordingly. Find that perfect balance, the intersection where approachability meets unshakable strength. A powerful presence isn't arrogance. It's not puffed up bravado or artificial charisma. It's the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth and carries themselves with quiet, deliberate power. Every gesture, every glance, every step, make sure it aligns with the person you are becoming. Walk with purpose. Take up space unapologetically. Speak with clarity and stand with the conviction of someone who doesn't need to prove anything. The Stoics knew this well. To them, presence had nothing to do with ego and everything to do with inner mastery. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This is the foundation of commanding respect. Don't perform, embody. Be the example. Be the standard. Your posture, your gaze, even your breath should reflect the self-discipline, focus, and emotional strength you've been cultivating. External chaos should never disrupt your internal calm. Whether you're in a room full of strangers or surrounded by those who know you best, remain centered. Let your energy be calm, not reactive, purposeful, not scattered. Seneca taught the value of measured speech. Speech that is restrained, he wrote, is better than speech that is excessive. So speak with intention. Eliminate filler words. Pause before you respond, because when you choose your words with care, each one carries more weight. And it's not just your voice that communicates. Your eye contact, your posture, even the rhythm of your breathing all silently reflect your state of mind. The Stoics practiced controlled breathing to anchor themselves before moments of pressure. You can do the same. Before entering a room, before stepping onto a stage, before leading a conversation, pause, breathe, collect your thoughts, and then step forward with calm authority. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. Use it. Visualize the challenges ahead, the difficult conversations, the high-stakes meetings, the intimidating crowds. Prepare yourself mentally so that when the moment comes, fear has already been disarmed. Commanding presence isn't about trying to get attention. It's about cultivating such clarity, such calm intensity, that attention naturally follows. When you embody discipline, self-control, and inner peace, respect doesn't have to be demanded. It arrives on its own. The world doesn't just respond to what you say or how you dress. It responds to the energy you carry, the certainty in your eyes, the calm strength in your posture, the quiet wisdom that radiates from within. Your presence should feel like a gravitational force. When you walk into a room, people should feel your energy shift the atmosphere before you even say a word. But presence isn't only external. To truly elevate it, you must upgrade your internal dialogue. Because here's the truth. If you believe you're insignificant, that belief will bleed into how you carry yourself. It will show in your posture, your tone, your hesitation. Shift your mindset. Start telling yourself, I belong in this room. I deserve to be here. Train yourself to move with intention. Walk into every space like it was made for you. Visualize yourself as someone of great influence, purpose, and conviction. Each day, reinforce that identity with strong internal dialogue. Not empty hype, but powerful truth. Speak to yourself like a trusted leader would. Acknowledge your growth. Reinforce your strengths. Eliminate any thought that weakens your sense of worth. Because confidence doesn't begin with compliments from others. It's built from the conversations you have with yourself. And what you repeatedly tell yourself. That's what others will begin to believe about you too. To strengthen your presence even more, cultivate a commanding voice. Slow down your speech. Articulate your words clearly. Keep your tone steady, calm, and full of certainty. People naturally gravitate toward those who speak with conviction. Practice speaking with purpose, not just in big presentations, but in everyday conversations. Let every word carry weight. Let every sentence carry intention. Study the great speakers, leaders, orators, thinkers. Watch their deliberate pacing. Notice how they pause, how they use silence, not as a weakness, but as a tool. Because true vocal power doesn't come from volume, it comes from control. Your voice should leave echoes of strength even after you've walked away. But presence isn't just energy or speech. Your physical appearance matters too. Your wardrobe and grooming are visual reflections of your self-respect. Dress for the life you aspire to lead, not the one you're trying to escape. Choose clothing that makes you feel powerful, put together, and intentional. A polished, refined appearance boosts not only your confidence, but also how others instinctively treat you. Because when you clearly take yourself seriously, the world follows suit. Invest in your grooming. Maintain good posture and hygiene. Let the way you show up be a daily expression of your discipline, ambition, and self-worth. People do judge confidence and competence based on how you look. Use that to your advantage, not from vanity, but from strategy. And beyond the physical, master the subtle and invisible elements of presence. The energy you bring into a room, the way you make others feel seen, your sensitivity to tone, timing, and social dynamics. Presence isn't just how you act. It's also how well you listen, how deeply you connect, and how intentionally you show up. Presence isn't just about being seen. It's about making others feel seen. The most magnetic individuals don't dominate the room by speaking the loudest. They lead with confidence, yes, but they also carry the rare ability to make others feel valued, heard, and understood. Charisma is a balance. It's not about overpowering others. It's the dance between strength and warmth, between authority and approachability. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate certainty while offering connection. So learn to listen intently. Don't just hear, engage. Respond with thoughtfulness. Let people feel your presence in the way you pay attention. Study body language. Mirror positive energy. Make others feel safe, respected, and at ease in your company. Because true presence isn't about making everything about you. It's about creating an atmosphere that elevates everyone in the room. Cultivating presence is a lifelong commitment, but it starts today. Today is the day you stop blending into the background, not by forcing attention, but by embodying a version of yourself that makes people take notice naturally. Presence isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel within. When you move with certainty, when you carry yourself with self-respect, the world mirrors that energy back. So, walk as if you belong. Speak as if you're meant to be heard. Carry yourself like the highest version of you has already arrived. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, your presence won't just be noticed, it will be impossible to ignore. Yes, elevate your style, refine your grooming. But just as importantly, eliminate the weak habits that silently steal your power. Stop using filler words. Stop fidgeting, hesitating, or apologizing for your space. Learn the power of listening more and speaking less, because people respect composure. They trust precision. Day 5, relentless execution. Now that your identity is shifting, your presence is rising, and your mind is sharpened, it's time to act. Even when the path ahead feels unclear, you move forward anyway. You take calculated risks, you silence the excuses, you embrace the unknown as part of the process, not as something to fear, because execution isn't just an act, it's a muscle. And like any muscle, it must be trained daily with consistency and intent until it becomes part of who you are, until action becomes instinct. The more you act, the more confidence you build. And the more confidence you build, the more boldly you act. That's the loop. That's the rhythm of high performers. The elite. It's not magic, it's momentum. And it all begins with one thing, a single move, one bold, clear step in the direction of your goals. No overanalyzing, no endless planning, no waiting for perfect conditions. Whether it's applying for that position, launching that long-awaited project, having the conversation you've avoided, or finally stepping out of your comfort zone, act. Now, no hesitation, no delay. This is the moment you show yourself that you're different. You don't just dream, you build, you move forward. The Stoics knew this deeply. They believed that action, not contemplation, is what defines a person. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, you should not discuss what a good man is like. You should be one. This is the essence of execution. Stop theorizing. Stop preparing endlessly. Start doing. Stoicism teaches us not to become slaves to hesitation or the fear of failure. Instead, embrace premeditatio malorum, the practice of mentally preparing for difficulty. When you execute with this mindset, failure doesn't stop you, it shapes you. Seneca said, difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. Every obstacle you face becomes an opportunity, to grow, to adapt, to sharpen your strategy. And one more powerful Stoic truth to keep close: the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught that there are things we control and things we don't. Too often people hesitate because they obsess over external outcomes, reactions, results, opinions, but none of that is within your control. You control your effort, your discipline, your decisions. So let go of everything else and put every ounce of energy into what you can do right now. To embody Stoic execution, act with clarity, decide quickly and decisively, as a general would in the middle of battle. Each action, no matter how small, is a step toward mastery. Don't wait until you feel ready, because that moment may never come. Instead, take action when it's needed, when the mission calls, not your mood. Relentless execution is the path to freedom. The Stoics knew this. A life of regret is not caused by failure, but by inaction. Don't let hesitation write your story. Let bold, disciplined steps become your daily language. To sustain this level of action, build systems of accountability. Tell someone you trust about your goals. Set deadlines. Create external pressure that forces follow-through. Because the greatest enemy of execution is comfort. Here's the truth: as long as you stay comfortable, you'll never outgrow your current limits. If growth is your goal, then discomfort must become your daily companion. Introduce it on purpose. Wake up earlier than you need to. Take on challenges that stretch your skills. Say yes to the tasks that scare you just a little. Push through even when your mind whispers, "You've done enough." Why? Because every time you move past what feels unnecessary, you teach your brain to treat discomfort as normal, even necessary, for greatness. Execution doesn't tolerate indecision. Every second spent doubting is a second lost, and lost time is lost opportunity. The greatest leaders, the boldest innovators, and the fiercest warriors don't wait for certainty. They act quickly, confidently, and if they're wrong, they adapt, they correct, but they keep moving. You must develop that same instinct. Trust yourself, make the call, own the result. Don't let indecision rob you of momentum. Bold action inspires confidence, not just in yourself, but in everyone watching you. To strengthen this execution muscle even more, adopt a mindset of radical responsibility. Accept this: no one's coming to save you. No one owes you clarity. No one else can take the steps for you. You are 100% responsible for your actions, your growth, your outcomes. Once you internalize this truth, the excuses dissolve. Blame becomes irrelevant, and your full energy turns toward what matters: massive, decisive action. The path to mastery is never smooth. You will fail. You will stumble. You will face resistance. But those who keep going anyway, through the setbacks, through the doubt, are the ones who rise. Because they don't wait for perfect. They move with purpose. They understand progress beats perfection, always. You don't need to know everything right now. You just need to move. Want to accelerate your results even more? Build a structured system for review and refinement. Every day, carve out time to reflect. What did I get done today? What worked? What needs adjustment? Make the tweaks, fix the flaws. Then keep going. Never let reflection become another excuse to pause. The key is consistency. The more often you reflect and refine, the faster you grow and the more effective your actions become. Also, embrace momentum like your life depends on it, because it does. The hardest part is starting. But once you take that first step, something shifts. Each action fuels the next. Each small win compounds into something greater. And before long, you're no longer forcing effort. Execution becomes second nature, a part of your identity. This is the cycle of continuous action, and it is the single most powerful engine behind long-term success. So stop waiting, stop thinking about it, step forward with purpose. Be the kind of person who gets things done, regardless of mood, fear, or circumstance. Because the more you act, the more unstoppable you become. Because success isn't just about chasing goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who moves through life with clarity, conviction, and control. Execution may build momentum, but systems are what sustain greatness. You now face a choice. Will you stay stuck in hesitation, constantly needing motivation to move? Or will you step boldly into action and claim the life you were meant to live? Here's how you start. Pick one goal you've been avoiding, that task you've postponed, that conversation you've feared, that opportunity you've hesitated on. Then, take massive action on it today, because the longer you hesitate, the weaker you become. Train yourself to step toward discomfort, not away from it. Push through pain, fear, rejection, not perfectly, but immediately. Do something today that scares you. Make the call. Apply for the job. Say yes to the challenge. This is how you become unstoppable. Day 6, build a personal system. Now that you're executing with courage, it's time to build the framework that makes your progress sustainable. A personal system. Success isn't about motivation, it's about systems. It's about structure, it's about consistency. Motivation is unreliable. It fluctuates with mood, weather, sleep, and stress. But systems create discipline, and discipline delivers results. Here's a hard truth. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. A strong system ensures that even on days when you feel tired, distracted, or unmotivated, progress still happens. What separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck isn't talent or intelligence. It's their ability to design and follow systems that make success inevitable. The key to long-term achievement is automation. Building routines that run without needing constant willpower. So where do you begin? Design your environment for success. Remove distractions. Optimize your workspace. Create daily routines that align with your highest goals. Morning rituals, work blocks, evening resets. Structure your day so that productivity becomes second nature, not something you have to force. Because when you establish a powerful system, consistency becomes automatic and execution becomes inevitable. Great systems reduce friction. They remove guesswork. They prevent you from wasting energy debating whether to act, because action is already built into your day. Think of it this way. The fewer decisions you have to make, the more energy you can devote to the things that truly matter. Over time, this compounding effect leads to exponential growth. The most successful people in history weren't the most inspired. They were the most systematic. They built repeatable, predictable patterns of behavior that led them to greatness. To build your system, identify the core habits that move you forward. Break those habits into small, repeatable steps. Integrate them into your daily routine. Track your progress every single day. Refine as you go. Tweak, improve, evolve. And finally, create accountability and reward mechanisms that keep you locked in, even when motivation fades. Success isn't about bursts of inspiration. It's not about waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, or some magical surge of motivation. It's about consistent, disciplined action, repeated over time. That's why accountability mechanisms are essential. They don't just help you stay on track, they reinforce the behaviors that lead to transformation. The Stoics understood this long before it became popular self-help advice. To them, progress wasn't about luck or talent. It was about systems, values, and repeated action. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." In other words, the Stoics didn't wait for life to hand them growth. They prepared for it. They created structured lives that align their daily actions with their deepest values. Not just occasionally, but every single day. Marcus Aurelius practiced structured self-reflection, writing in his journal, his meditations each night. It wasn't a diary of emotions. It was a disciplined practice to review his actions, refine his mindset, and realign with what mattered. That's a system, and you can implement something similar. Create a habit of daily self-review. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? How can I improve tomorrow? When you reflect with purpose, your growth no longer depends on feelings. It's anchored in awareness. Another vital Stoic principle to integrate into your system is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught that we must focus only on what's within our power. Our actions, our decisions, our responses, everything else, let it go. A strong personal system is built around this mindset. You don't waste time stressing over circumstances you can't influence. Instead, you structure your day around what you can control and take full responsibility for it. And when things go wrong, as they inevitably will, apply the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Anticipate setbacks, plan for obstacles, design routines that keep you grounded even when life gets chaotic. Because when you expect difficulty and your system is built to absorb it, nothing can knock you off course. Setbacks don't destroy progress. They become part of the structure. You adapt, stay composed, and keep moving. By applying these Stoic principles to your personal system, you make success predictable, no longer dependent on external motivation, no longer ruled by chance. You transform success from something you hope for into something you engineer. Design a life where discipline becomes effortless, where every decision, every routine, every environment you step into moves you one step closer to your ideal self. Because once randomness is removed and structure is installed, you stop depending on motivation. You start depending on mastery. The truth is, success doesn't belong to those who are occasionally inspired. It belongs to those who build frameworks that make forward movement inevitable. When discipline becomes your default setting, when your system is so well designed that it carries you forward even on your worst days, then success is no longer a matter of if. It becomes a matter of when. So don't wait. The sooner you implement your system, the sooner you'll become unrecognizable, even to the version of you from just a week ago. Start with a strict routine. Structure your schedule. Batch your tasks to eliminate distractions. Make productivity automatic. Maximize deep work. That means prioritizing only what truly moves the needle in your life and cutting out everything else. The distractions, the busy work, the scrolling, the noise. Design a daily schedule that aligns with the new identity you've built, and then stick to it ruthlessly. Because structure is no longer a tool, it's your new operating system. For day 7, Solidify your new identity. By now, you are not the same person you were just 1 week ago. Your mindset has evolved. Your habits have shifted. Your energy, your focus, and your presence have become something powerful, deliberate, and undeniable. But here's the truth. Transformation doesn't become real just because it started. It becomes real when it's reinforced. This final day isn't just about celebrating change. It's about cementing it, turning what was once inspiration into an identity that lasts a lifetime. Because your old self, it will try to creep back in. The mind seeks comfort in familiarity. And the habits you've outgrown will try to whisper you back into mediocrity. So stay sharp, stay conscious. From this moment forward, every single choice you make is either casting a vote for the person you are becoming or dragging you back to who you used to be. There is no neutral ground. Want to lock in this transformation? Then reinforce it through repetition, discipline, conscious decision-making. Set a long-term vision, not just where you want to be next week, but where you want to stand in 30 days, in 1 year, over a lifetime. Who are you becoming? What does that version of you do differently? Write it down, visualize it every day. Then align your actions, habits, and environment to support that vision relentlessly. Refine your systems as you grow. Keep tightening the structure. Make growth your default mode. And most importantly, protect your environment like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. Your physical space, your social circle, your daily inputs, conversations, media, content, they either elevate you or pull you back. If something doesn't serve your evolution, let it go. Because this isn't the end. This is the beginning. Today is the day you take full ownership of the identity you've built. Because in 7 days, you've done what most people never do in a lifetime. You've proven that radical change is not only possible, it's yours. Now you must live it, breathe it, and never look back. Reflect on this week. What shifts changed you most? What habits unlock the best in you? What boundaries are now non-negotiable? Set long-term goals that match the level of your new identity. Write a new self-definition. Who are you now? What do you stand for? And what will you never tolerate again? Because 1 week ago, you were one version of yourself. Today, you stand transformed. And if this much is possible in 7 days, just imagine what you could become in a month, in a year, in a lifetime. Most people will wake up tomorrow exactly as they were today. But you've chosen the rare path, the path of absolute transformation. So now only one question remains. Will you continue this path? Or will you slip back into the comfort that once held you captive? The choice, as always, is yours. But remember this, once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. You now have the blueprint. The only thing left is for you to execute. Become unrecognizable.